Hello, everyone. I am Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Assassin's Creed Revelations. Last episode, well, I believe we're basically at the end of Revelations. We've gotten the keys back, saved Sophia, and probably told her about everything. Now it's time to actually go in and open up the library.
This way. Such a climb. È così bello qui. This is where your order began?
It began thousands of years ago, but here it was reborn.
By the man you mentioned, Altair?
Good.
Altair ibn La'ahad. He built us up and set us free. He saw the folly of keeping a castle like this. It had become a symbol of arrogance and a beacon for all our enemies.
And the mandate for menacing hoods? Was that his idea as well? You mentioned a creed before. What is it?
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
That is rather cynical.
Kinda, yeah.
It would be if it were doctrine, but it is merely an observation of the nature of reality. To say that nothing is true is to realize that the foundations of society are fragile, and that we must be the shepherds of our own civilization. To say that everything is permitted is to understand that we are the architects of our actions, and that we must live with their consequences, whether glorious or tragic.
So that's what that
Do you
means.
regret your decision to live as an assassin for so long?
I do not remember making that decision. This life, it chose me. For 3 decades, I have served the memory of my father and my brothers, and fought for those who have suffered the pain of injustice.
Well, let's open it. Oh, look, one of the missions is successful. Probably successful long ago.
I do not regret those years, but it is time to live for myself and let them go. To let go of all of this.
Then let go. You will not fall far.
There's the door. This may end up being a very short episode.
The end of the road.
Use the Masyaf keys to complete the puzzle and unlock the door.
What do you hope to find behind that door?
Knowledge, above all else. Altair was a profound man and a prolific writer. He built this place as a repository for all his wisdom. He saw many things in his life, and learned many secrets, both troubling and strange. Knowledge that would drive lesser men to despair.
Does that worry you?
Sophia, you should know by now that I am not a lesser man.
Ezio.
This is very easy to figure out which we're supposed to put him in. Not much of a puzzle.
You had better come out of there alive.
I plan to.
Explore Altair's library. I can only walk. Oh. You can see the end right over there. Many bookshelves in the... What is this?
No books. No wisdom. Just you, fratello mio.
Altair himself?
Requiescat in pace, Altair.
Another key. Another memory?
You have seen to my books.
Yes. Some we sent with the Polos. The rest will go with me to Alexandria.
Good. Very good.
Father, I do not understand. Why did you build a library if you did not intend to keep your books?
You should go. When the Mongols return, Masyaf must be empty.
I see. This is not a library at all. It is a vault.
It must stay hidden, Darim. Far from eager hands. At least until it has passed on the secret it contains.
What secret?
Go, son. Go be with your family. And live well.
All that is good in me began with you, Father.
In much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
What does it tell you? What do you see?
Strange visions and messages of ones who came before, of their rise and their fall.
But what happens to us, Altair? To our family? What does the apple say?
Who were the ones who came before? What brought them here? How long ago?
Get rid of that thing!
This is my duty, Maria. If you are asked, say I sent the apple away. Tell them I sent it to Cyprus or Cipango, or that I dropped it into the sea. Tell them anything to keep men away from this place. This apple must not be found. Not until the time is right.
Yet it was found once. Clearly. Since in the present it was moved to somewhere else. Which means Ezio must have found it. But the apple was found. Find Altair's. Something doesn't add up. Ezio did find the apple. And he had it. And he locked it away. Where it stayed locked until the present. So there's 2 apples? Is that what they're saying here? There are 2 apples of Eden.
Another artifact. No. You will stay here. I have seen enough for one life.
And yet,
Desmond?
He's talking to me?
I heard your name once before, Desmond. A long time ago. And now it lingers in my mind, like an image from an old dream. I do not know where you are, or by what means you can hear me. But I know you are listening. I have lived my life as best I could, not knowing its purpose, but drawn forward like a moth to a distant moon. And here at last, I discover a strange truth. That I am only a conduit for a message that eludes my understanding. Who are we, who have been so blessed, to share our stories like this? To speak across centuries. Maybe you will answer all the questions I have asked. Maybe you will be the one to make all this suffering worth something in the end. Now, listen.
Do you hear me, Cypher? Can you see me? Ah, there you are. Good. A strange place, this nexus of time. I am not used to the calculations. That has always been Minerva's domain. I see you still have many questions. Who were we? What became of us? What do we desire of you? You will have your answers. Only listen, and I will tell you how. Both before the end and after, we sought to save the world. We built vaults within which to work, each dedicated to a different method of salvation. They were placed underground to avoid the war which raged above, and also as a precaution should we fail in our efforts. Each vault's knowledge was transmitted to a single place.
which is located where?
It was our duty, mine, Minerva's, and Juno's, to sort and sample all that was collected. We chose those solutions which held the most promise, and devoted ourselves to testing their merits. 6 we tried in succession, each more encouraging than the last, but none worked. And then the world ended.
A solar flare? Is that what it was?
the earth shook for days, the fires burned for weeks, and when the ash had settled, less than 10,000 of your kind still lived, and far fewer of ours. But we carried on, together, to rebuild, to renew. Listen, you must go there, to the place where we labored and lost. Take my words, pass them from your head into your hands. That is how you will open the way. But be warned, much still remains in flux, and I do not know how things will end, either in my time or yours.
Wait, look, his vitals are stabilizing. Something's happening. He's moving.
Desmond, can you hear me? Son?
Son?
I know what we need to do.
Do we now? And then we come to the credits. Okay, yeah, go away, random Uplay notice. Okay, so as far as I know, that's the end of Ezio's story. He finally puts away all that he was as an assassin, and I guess he goes on to be with Sophia, who ends up as Desmond's other ancestor. And the whole tale of Ezio is now done and gone. As far as I know, there is still Assassin's Creed 3, which I believe would finish off the whole thing with Desmond, but honestly, I don't really care. I think it's pretty clear what exactly happened. A solar flare, a particularly large one, happened to go off from the sun, raced across, hit the Earth, and basically ravaged it. It's something that's been predicted that can possibly happen and cause a potential apocalypse. It could happen in the future sometime relatively soon. I think we're due in the next 100 years or something. Maybe not necessarily that bad, but it's something that could happen. That's neither here nor there. The entire idea going on with the future thing is these precursors from the past saw that a solar flare was coming, tried everything they could to stop it or protect it, failed multiple times, and almost everyone and every living thing left on Earth died, except say a handful of them and about 10,000 humans, who then went on to populate the rest of the Earth. Why there's no remains left of the precursors, or their whole civilization? Good freaking question. I doubt that'll ever actually be answered. But regardless, that whole story I never really... Okay, what have we got here? Alright, so we're back at this stupid island. Anything of note going to happen on here or not? Are we just visualizing it for a background, or I don't know. But yeah, point is, I just don't really care about the whole modern day thing. It's mildly interesting at best. And I have no intention of really continuing right now. From what little I've heard in the past, Assassin's Creed 3 is basically the last one with Desmond in it, and that's when his whole story ends. But I just don't care about Desmond. So, Ezio's story is complete. His story was interesting. I liked that. Altair's was, okay. Ezio's was interesting. He held me. Desmond, I'm sorry. We're done. I'm not gonna do Assassin's Creed 3. I have no intention of doing the other Assassin's Creed games. I'm pretty sure I spent more than half of this entire series doing the runaround, gathering up all the little tiny things, and the other... No, I'd say it was 1/3 spent running around gathering things, 1/3 spent on the whole Assassin's Guild stuff, which didn't actually end up mattering in the end, aside from getting me some extra money, and 1/3 on actual story. For the kinds of games that I do, the kinds of Let's Plays I do, from this point forward, I'm going to say that Assassin's Creed most likely doesn't fit. It's not going to be entertaining. I wouldn't blame people for skipping a load of stuff in the game, and skipping a load of episodes, and it's just not for me. So, this is going to be the end of my Assassin's Creed Let's Plays. I'm not going to do 3, I'm not going to do 4, I'm not going to do whatever others there were. Consider this the end. If you want to find out more about what the hell is going on with Desmond and what's going to happen with that, go ahead and try and find Assassin's Creed thing. It's probably available for cheap somewhere. I doubt it's very much. But for me, that's it. So, okay, yeah, there's nothing except the background here. So, yeah, I'm letting the credits roll for now. Can I actually speed them up a bit? No. Oh. I can at most do that. Okay, just let them run while I talk. So, with that, it's time for me to move on to a different game series. And I think I'm going to move on to one that I played long ago. Many years. Back when I had the original Xbox. That's when I remember playing a few of the games. And it'll be nice to be able to get back to it. It'll be a little tricky since I'm using mouse and keyboard and not a controller. And, of course, pressure sensitivity is something that's very useful for those kinds of games, but I'll see how I can do. Hopefully it should still be interesting. As for what it is... oh, what the hell, forget the teasing, I'll just say. We'll be moving on to Splinter Cell and those games. Unfortunately, one of the games is not available on PC for God only knows what reason. They just didn't provide it. I don't know why, but I'll do the ones I can. And hopefully, those will be interesting and entertaining. I do hope you guys will come and join me and watch as I play through it and do a little, not assassinating, but still quite a bit of sneaking around. Probably going to be better at stealth than Ezio here. Definitely better than Altair. Still, hopefully you come and watch. Till then, I am Chester44, also known as Fly. This has been Ezio Auditore. This has been a Let's Play of Assassin's Creed Revelations. And I shall see you all next time.